Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Lawrence Digital and today we are going to be playing FTL Faster Than Light. Now this is actually my very first video on the channel. So let me introduce myself to you really quick. My name is Lawrence Digital. I am 22 years old and I live out of the United States. Other than that, you're not going to really get to learn much more about me. Is my real name Lawrence? I don't know. It could be John. It could be anything, really. Guess we'll find out. But this is FTL. FTL is a game that has a very special place in my heart. It's also a game that I have not played for several years, which means I'm going to be just about brand new to this game. The last time that I played FTL, this game, Into the Breach, was not out yet. That is not a successor to FTL, it's just a new game. But this came out several years ago, and last time I played was before this game came out. FTL is pretty much a space roguelike, and it's kind of like a dungeon crawler at the same time, but it's not really dungeons. But I'll go ahead and show you what it really looks like. So we click on New Game, you get your starting ship. Now this ship is the Kestrel. This ship has a very special place in my heart. It is the starting ship, but it's also a very good ship. You start with a rocket launcher and a burst laser. You also start with 3 human crew members, and that's really all you start with. You start with 1 shield, you start with enough weapon power to power these weapons, and that's really all about you get. But there are a bunch of ships to play through. You've got all these ships, and then you've got these 2 special ships. And then, of course, you got Type A and Type B variants. There's no Type C for these 2 ships, but that is, let's see, that would be 10, 20, 28 different ships. At some point, I'm going to try to unlock all of them, but, I mean, you know, I'm not going to be too worried about that right now. I have no idea what that just did. How do I get back to where I was again? I already completely forgot. Oh boy, okay. Oh, there we go, list. Okay, so these are, I guess these are the achievements you can get. Have 6 unique allies in the Kestrel cruiser simultaneously. So what that means is there are different races in the game. The ones that I remember, you've obviously got the humans, then you've got rocks, the Lanius, Mantis, NG, Slug. I think that's all 6, but there might be more. I don't entirely remember, but obviously this is a ship we're going to be playing with. Not going to rename any of my crew this time because I don't have any real good names for them, but I can rename the ship, and I'm going to just rename this to Opportunity because it's the very first ship. I could actually have a better name for it. All Reliable. I think that's a really good name for the first ship. But there are 3 different difficulties. Now, this game is very cruel and unforgiving, which means I should probably start on easy. But, you know, I like a little bit of suffering, so we're going to go ahead and start on normal. We're not going to start on hard, but we are going to start on normal just because I feel like we should. We're also going to enable Advanced Edition Combat, recommended for experienced players. This is more difficult, but it also gives us more things to do. One complaint that I had about vanilla FTL is that there wasn't really a lot in terms of like dialogue and events. Advanced Edition doesn't really add like a new goal or anything. The goal is always the same. You kill a bunch of enemies, you fight a boss, and that's really the end of the game. But it's going to keep you entranced, I promise. I have loved this game ever since it came out. The game is about 10 years old now, and I still love it. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. The data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. So what that means is, I'll show you in a second. We're not going to read the tip. So this is our little beacon map. Every time we jump, the rebel fleet gets closer. Now what does that mean? Well, over here on the left side of the map, you don't see anything. But once we start making jumps, you're going to see a little red ring that pops up on the left. The closer that gets to me, the more in deep doo-doo I am. If we get inside of that ring, that means we have to fight a really difficult, for the area we're in, ship. We also have to deal with pretty much these like anti-air missiles that lock onto you that you can do nothing about other than try to dodge. And you don't get any rewards for beating the ship. You only get 1 fuel. So we don't have to worry about that yet because we just started, but I'll show you once we start moving around. So up here in the top left, you can see your hull. I think we start with 30 health. I'm not going to count it, but I'm pretty sure that's 30. We have 16 fuel, which means we can make 16 jumps. We have 8 missiles, so that means we can use the Artemis 8 times. And we have 2 drone parts. Drone parts obviously make drones. We don't have a drone system on the ship though, so I'm not really going to worry about that. This is our evasion chance. This is increased by your engines and your piloting and how good your skill is. So we can go over here. We see there's 6 different skills. There's piloting, engines, shields, weapons, repair, and combat. I do have 3 crew members. I think they're in really good places so far. I'm not sure if I want to move. I think I'm going to move the person from my engines over to my shields. I think a faster recharge rate over a 5% increased chance to dodge is going to be worth it. Next person I get, I don't know if I want to put them on engines or cameras. And the reason why I would put them on cameras is because if there's someone in there, you can see the inside of the enemy ship. But obviously the engine makes it so you can dodge ships faster. We're going to go ahead and turn on the weapons. I think I'm liking this, so let's go ahead and save the crew positions so that we can automatically move them back without having to just click and drag them every time. Things to know about the ship. These are the doors. That floods out all oxygen. This is your O2, your oxygen obviously, your engines, your weapons, hi Allison, your medicine, your shields, your cameras, your doors, and your, what do they call these things, like a crew seat. It's like the, this isn't the word I'm trying to think of, but it's like the throne of the ship, pretty much. We also start with 10 scrap. Scrap is pretty much the money of the game. Because I got bored. Is there anything else I really need to explain? You can get more, rooms on the ship. So these empty spaces right here, like right here where I'm clicking this door, because I don't know if the cursor's showing up or not, you can add different rooms to those. So we can add cloaking, we can add crew teleporting, which means we can board enemy ships, we can add drone rooms, so we can finally use drones, and there's a ton of different drones and weapons. Everything else, I think, can be explained as we go along. We can upgrade rooms. This is everything we can upgrade. Pretty self-explanatory. This shows our crew. We can hold 8 members. And this shows the weapons that we have installed, anything in our cargo, and any augments that we have. Drones, as it says, systems not installed. That is pretty much everything. I'm not going to go to the store because 10 scrap won't really buy us anything. So I'm going to go ahead and go up here. And let's see what we get. You stumble across the forward scout of the rebel fleet. They are powering up their FTL. If they get away, they will no doubt warn the fleet of your position. Okay, so what that means is they're not going to try to... They'll fight us until they flee. If they flee, then that rebel fleet we were talking about earlier, that red ring, will catch up to us faster. So usually I would target the shields or the weapons, but I really have to tile it? Wow, okay. I have to target the crew seat or the engine room so that they don't get away. So this over here is a beam drone. I'm not sure if that just spreads fire or if that actually does damage. That's a missile, and I am worried about that because that missile will pierce my shields, as I'll show you guys in a second. It looks like he does have the same missile launcher as me, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to go ahead and use the Artemis to hit his pilot seat. And I think I'm going to use the burst laser on his weapons because I don't want to deal with that missile. Okay, that's not going to go for anything important. That's just the doors. Not a big deal. That did hit that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and target his weapons. His weapons are now completely down. That shield would negate 1 damage, but at least he won't be able to hit us with weapons anymore. Let's wait for the Artemis to charge up. I'm not going to use our Artemis because we do have a finite amount of missiles. As you can see, we use a missile every time we shoot the weapon. Now, there are augments that you can get which will sometimes prevent you from using up a missile, but that's later into the game. Let's go ahead and hit the shields next. And then next, I'm going to hit his piloting, because if we miss one laser and don't end up blowing his ship up on the next one, we can at least prevent him from getting away, because they can repair rooms. As a matter of fact, I'm going to wait until this battle is over, because the more times that that drone hits the shields, the more that my shield girl will level up. But after that, I do need to repair those doors. So let's wait for the lasers to charge up one more time. Again, we're not... Oh, okay, that missile is back up. It doesn't look like he's repairing his pilot seat, so I'm going to try to take that missile down. Okay, and the ship is gone. Good. What did we get? The ship breaks apart, and you are relieved to know that you are still one step ahead of the fleet. So we got 2 fuel, 1 drone part, which doesn't help us at all, and 12 scrap. Again, that's the virtual currency of the system. Let's go ahead and get Pippa Luck over here to repair these doors. And, okay, so the doors are fixed. Go ahead and move you over there. We did take 1 hull damage. You can repair these with hull drones, which we don't have drones, or you can repair them with stores. So I'm not too worried about that right now. Let's see. That is the wrong button. We can go ahead and get a power bar and upgrade our engines for 5% more evasion chance. It's not a huge amount, but if you keep upgrading the engines, it'll pay off in the long run. A distress signal. Okay. Let's go ahead and move over here and see what we got. You have encountered a refugee ship drifting in space. It looks as if it was fleeing the rebel advance and ran out of fuel. Its distress beacon is active, but you're not sure anyone is on board. Let's hail the ship. As you hail the refugee ship, a slug ship jumps into the system. It was hunting the refugee ship for sport, and now they found you instead. Okay. Okay, they have a beam weapon, which could target multiple rooms, and a little laser weapon. So I am going to use my missile on their weapons. I really don't want to get hit by that beam. Actually, if that beam launches before the laser, let's hold off on firing that for now. Okay, no, I do need to take down that beam. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and launch this at the shields now. Okay, shields aren't completely destroyed, but they are battered enough to keep the shields from recharging. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit the pilot seat so that he can't evade any of my hits. Again, we're saving up on the missiles because we do have a finite amount of those. Pew, pew, pew. And now we're going to go ahead and go for those. I'd rather go for the shields, just in case we only hit the room once and miss one. That beam weapon on its own cannot pierce our shields. Okay, so that ship is gone. Let's see what we got. 3 fuel, 1 drone, 18 scrap. Contact the refugee ship. 3 fuel, 1 drone, 7 scrap. Okay. The refugee ship claims the slugs have been hounding them since they left their homeworld. As a gesture of goodwill and seeing how effectively you dispatch the enemy ship, they offer up what supplies they could spare. Okay. So we have 22 fuel. We have a ton of fuel right now. Everything else is still in good condition. So I am going to go ahead. We're not going to go to that store yet. As a matter of fact, I might not go to that. So these arrows, as you can see on the left, and this little red ring, that is the rebel fleet. If you get stuck in that, that is a big boo-boo. So we're going to jump up here because we have a little bit of time. You arrive at the next beacon only to be immediately held by a small shuttle. Help us, we are being attacked by pirates. So let's attack the pirate ship. You power up your weapons and engage the pirate ship. Okay, so this, I don't know if my cursor is showing up, but this room over here, it looks like a circle with an arrow pointing into the middle of it. That is a crew teleporter, which means these pirates can board our ship. They also have a missile weapon. I'm not sure which one I want to take out the first, because I think we take out the weapons first, because we can always heal our crew members during combat. That missile weapon, if we leave it up and it hits, it's going to do damage regardless. It pierces our shields. If their enemy crew board our ship and damage one of our system rooms, it does damage to our ship anyway, but that can be preventable. I think I'm going to target the weapons, and then I'm going to use my laser on the crew teleporter. Okay, they are boarding our ship. Oh, okay, they're going to the pilot room. That looks like a Zoltan. That is a Zoltan. So these green things, they're not very good at combat. As you can see, Butters is our guy, and Block is the enemy. It only has 70 health. The quirk with that is once they die, they explode. So I'm going to need to take you off the shields to go help him out. Okay, and while they're fighting, I need to keep an eye on you. Okay, it's about dead. So my other guy has full health. I'm going to move you to healing. Okay, where did that missile go? It did hit the weapons. That's going... Okay, that was a systemless room. I thought it was going to hit my oxygen. Now that guy cannot teleport out anymore, and nobody else can teleport in. I don't have to worry about that one laser, so we're going to go ahead and hit the pilot seat. Or should we hit the shields? I think we're going to go ahead and hit the shields instead, actually. So as you can see, it did blow up over here in the pilot seat. And that was not very good. So let's get both of you healed up and then move to your respective places. Okay, so as you can see, with a 1, that system room actually took full damage, which means there's a fire on that. Your weapons can start fires on enemy ships. And if they spread out of control, well, the enemy is quite screwed. So let's go ahead and get you guys healed up. Again, we're saving that missile. And the ship is gone. I don't think we missed a single shot so far. Okay, we did get a missile back from that. The pirate ship breaks apart. You hasten to contact the civilian ship. This sector has become increasingly dangerous for friends of the Federation. I think my crew can patch up some of your hull damages things. Okay. That wasn't too good, because we only took 1 hull damage, but it's fine. I'm not too pressured about it. Okay, we can go ahead and jump out of here. Okay, if we go over here, you guys can see where you can go after that with the yellow dotted lines. If we go up there, we're not going to be able to jump over here. That's just too far away. So let's go ahead and head over there. Okay. A ship refueling station is stationed at this beacon. Station is stationed. I kind of tricked my brain for a second. We can purchase fuel here. We don't need any fuel. We're very good on fuel for right now, so I'm going to go ahead and ignore the station and nothing happens. So let's go ahead and jump over here. Okay, so this is bad. So we are piloting very close to a sun. You arrive at the beacon and find yourself dangerously close to a star. An automated rebel ship impervious to the heat moves in to engage. Now what can happen here is this sun automatically, over time, can let off solar flares, which will spread fires on both of your ships. This auto drone, it doesn't matter. There's no oxygen on these drones. Fires will be put out automatically. Really bad for us. So, okay, they have 2 beam weapons, which means they can do absolutely nothing to us. However, I really want to get as far away from the sun as quickly as possible. If it wasn't for the sun, I would just be using the lasers, because there's absolutely no reason for us to use the missile. They only have 1 shield. We would win the fight eventually. But I really don't want that sun causing fires to spread out of control. Because there's only 3 members and I don't have anyone resistant to fire. Yeah, I think we need to go ahead and just take this out. I'm not worried about the weapons, so we'll take out the crew seat and then we'll take out the shields. Crew seat gets the missile, shields get my burst laser. Oh boy, when is that solar flare going to go off? Okay, there goes the crew seat, and we didn't miss anything. I am only going to use 1 missile though, so we'll go ahead and we'll just keep hitting the crew seat. Because although there's nobody on board that drone, it will repair over time. So let's just keep an eye on that. Burst lasers almost done. Pew pew pew. Very nice looking purple lasers. That sun has not sparked a... Oh, okay, there it is. Solar flare imminent, which means a fire is going to hit somewhere. Where is it going to be? Okay, good. I can actually open the doors, flat out all the oxygen from there, and set out the fire without even going in there. 2 missiles from that. Okay. So, let's get the fire out of there. Oh, wow. That is spreading quickly. Okay. Okay, fire is gone. Close those up. They'll refill with oxygen over time. And I say we go here. It's the closest one. Makes sense. What do we got over here? You detect a rebel automated ship nearby. It does not engage and seems to be patrolling around a long-range sensor station. Attack the automated ship to get to the sensor station. Let's go ahead and do that. They have an ion and a missile. That ion is completely useless because the missile could pierce our shields anyway. I'm not going to use a missile. And here's why. They have no shields. The only reason I would use a missile to take down their weapons is if they had a shield, because my missile would pierce their shields. But I don't have to worry about that. The fight's going to take a little bit longer. We're going to get hit with a missile anyway. There's just nothing we can do about it. That missile is going to my engines. Okay. That doesn't really matter, because they're about to lose their weapons anyway. So let's go ahead and move you to just fix the engines so that I don't forget about it, because that sounds like something I would totally do. and then we'll target the crew seat next. Weapons will charge a little bit slower because Allison's not in there. We did miss one laser, so we're gonna have to do it again. That was our first miss. Calculating everything, that's really good. We've also been really lucky with the amount of weapons and the quality of the weapons these enemies have had. Pew, 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 and it's gone. 9 scrap only. You access the recent scans from the unguarded station. Your map has been updated with details of the surrounding area. Okay. So what's over here? Possible ship detected. That means a fight. What's over here? A pulsar is flooding this area with dangerous electromagnetic forces. That is like the sun, but instead of setting fires, it periodically disables rooms. The nebula here will make fleet pursuit slower, but will disrupt your sensors. We're going to have to cut through there. Oh no, the exit's right there. We'd have to cut through there to get to the store. I'm not too worried about the store. Okay. Let's go ahead and fight this ship. See what we're working with. Once you arrive, your screen lights up with warnings. A nearby pirate seems to have advanced hacking tools, and they've tried to shut down your engines. Your crew manages to keep them barely operational, and you move into attack. Okay, so as you can see, my engines, one of these bars are now blue. They've been temporarily disabled. This pirate has a bomb weapon and a laser. I'm not too worried about the bombs. It matters what kind of bomb it is. If it's a holo bomb, then it will do damage to our ship, but if it's any other kind, it won't. I think I'm not going to use a missile here. I'm going to test my luck. And we're going to hit the pilot seat with the lasers. Oh, I did not even see that crew teleporter. That is my oxygen. That's very bad. Okay. So we need to move you two people over here, get you grouped up, and then go kick his butt. There you go. People looking Allison, kick his butt. Alright. Oh, crap. Okay. That laser shoots twice. Now that I know that bomb's about to launch. That does look like a whole bomb. Yikes. Okay. We're going to use the missile on his weapons, because I did not know that laser shot twice. I'm going to shoot that, and as you can see, the weapons took damage, so I can't use the burst laser because it requires 2 power, and the Artemis is enabled. But if I move this over here, and stop using the Artemis, I can use the burst laser instead. Is that missile going to hit? Okay, that did not do hull damage. So I think that's just an anti-personnel bomb, which means I didn't really have to worry about it with a missile. But it's fine. His lasers are down anyway. So let's go ahead and kill this guy over here. He's dead. Let's move you to fix these weapons. And then I'm going to use the burst laser. I'm going to have to do it twice because his shields are still up. I'm going to take down this crew teleporter so we can't launch anyone else in after me. Where did that bomb go? That went in my sensors. So that did not do damage to my hull, but it did destroy the room. Okay, so I need to send you two to fix the sensors, and then we can hit anything else. He takes one more hit, he's dead. All I need to do is connect 2 lasers. Boom, 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 and you're gone. And I need to move people up to medicine. 2 fuel and 14 scrap. With the pirate ship destroyed, your ship's system is restored to full functionality. You salvage what you can from the debris. So I just need to get you healed up. And she is in tippy-top shape. Let's get them back to position. I'm going to wait until they get into position before we move. We have 80 scrap. Means we can buy something good at the next section. Actually, how much do we need to get shield level 2? Okay. I can't buy that just yet, but I am very close. So let's keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and head to the exit. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. There's a black market hub here. You receive a message. These are dangerous times. If you have extra military-grade explosives, we'll gladly pay you for them. I can't afford to sell any of my missiles, because I'm using that for my Artemis. So let's ignore the station. No combat. Fine with me. Let's move the Artemis back into position. Power that up. Let's jump to the next sector. So as you guys can see down here on the bottom of the sector map, we have civilian-controlled sectors, hostile-controlled sectors, and nebula-controlled sectors. Nebulas are a bit of a hit or miss. They're very special sectors. Civilian sectors are light combat, a lot of trade and stuff to do. Hostile sectors mean a lot of combat, but you get a lot more scrap. We're in the early game, and I haven't had any problems so far. We're still at like 27 out of 30 hull. I'm going to go to the pirate-controlled sector, and we'll see what there is to see. A few years ago, this region was bustling with trade activity. Now it is overrun with bandits and marauders. You should tread lightly here. I'm not going to do that, because I need scrap. So there's Nebula right there. Nebula here will make fleet pursuit slower, but will disrupt your sensors. There's a distress signal here. I like to be the hero and help people out, so we're going to go to the distress signal. You follow the distress beacon to a tiny asteroid belt. You find a small ship struggling to maneuver through the field. They respond, "Help, our shields are down and we won't last long. So let's try to shield their ship with ours, or don't risk our ship, leave them to their fate." We only have a level 1 shield, which makes me think we're going to take some damage. But if it works, I think the reward will be higher than the risk. Okay, and we didn't do anything. You try your best, but one stray rock hits a key structure in their ship. It breaks apart in front of your eyes. You salvage what you can before leaving and try not to think about the lost crew. So they're dead anyway, but we still got their scrap. We're like vultures. So let's go ahead and head over here. Either way, okay, we can't actually go up there. I was going to say either way we're going to have to go through one nebula or the other, but it looks like we'll be able to dodge it. So let's go ahead and head over here. There are only 2 ships within range, and they seem to be engaged in battle. One of them has the markings of a space pirate. So let's aid the civilian ship. You power up your weapons and engage the space pirate. Again, he has an ion and a missile. Missile could pierce our shields. Ion is completely useless. I'm going to use the Artemis on his weapons, and I'm going to use the burst laser on his shields. Part of me wants to think I should be using the burst laser on his piloting and then the shields. That way he can't dodge, but I do try to hit his shields eventually. Because if we only hit him with 1 out of 3 lasers, it's completely useless. That missile is going to hit my weapons. Crap. And it's on fire. Okay, I really need to get someone in there to help him. The fire is killing him. Oh my god. Okay, we are going to be dead in the water for a little bit. The fortunate thing is his weapons are down as well. Let's see if we can put that fire out before she dies. I'm sure we can. There we go. Okay. Get the weapons repaired and then get Allison to healing. I do see the doors opening over there, so they're going to go fix the weapons. I say we use another Artemis just to keep the weapons down. I think we just have to. I don't think we have much of a choice. Well, they haven't... I don't know. Let's hold that thought for a second, because it doesn't look like they've started fixing the weapons yet. Let's move Allison over to the healing bay. Weapons will charge a little slower, but we really need to keep her alive. I'd rather have a living teammate than, you know... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I think I know what's happening. When I hit the weapons with that missile, a fire started on their ship. Because as you guys can see, the pilot room is now orange instead of white, which means it's taking damage over time. Because I didn't hit it with a burst laser. As you remember, it got destroyed before I could use it. I'd really like to move someone to the cameras and see how that's going. Okay, so there is a fire there. That guy is actually almost dead. What I can do is, I can try to use a laser to kill both of the crewmates while they're in there, and then we get more scrap because it's a full ship. Let's give that a shot. I'm not going to use the missile on it. Okay. Now, I can't see what's going on in there, but I can assume that both of them are in the weapons. The crew seat is now completely destroyed with fire. So let's use the burst laser on the weapons again. And I'm going to have to just hope that that fire... Okay, the problem is that's a rock. And unfortunately, fire doesn't do damage to rocks. So we're going to have to just blow up the ship anyway. It's unfortunate, but it has to be done. I also need to heal you. And you're done. Goodbye. Ship breaks apart. We got 2 fuel, 1 missile. Apparently a ship was being assaulted. That was being assaulted was a science vessel. They thank you for your time and offer you a small reward. We have 144 scrap. We're doing phenomenally well so far. Or it looks like we're at 24 hull. No shop in sight. The rebel fleet is approaching. Let's go ahead and jump over here and see what we can get. You arrive to find a small research station putting out a distress signal. There is no response to your hails. Let's dock and investigate. You dock with the station and see a frantic person banging on the airlock door. Once inside your ship, he drops to the floor saying, "My friends, they've gone insane, they're coming." You hand him a blaster and turn to see a number of people charging toward the ship. Oh, crap. Okay. We are in deep poo-poo. We need to get everybody down there. This is a mantis. Right here. They move faster and they're really good at combat. So either way, we're going to win that altercation. We just need to wait it out. Looks like that human might die. I am going to move you, and you to medicine, and I'm going to move you over here. They're going to do a little damage to the shields, and they're going to do a little damage to the hull once that's destroyed. But they did follow me into medicine. That mantis will kick his butt. Not even need to worry about it. And then we're going to heal while we kill the other guys. 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead. Okay, so let's let them heal. And then I'll wait and move them to the shields, and then I'll have the mantis heal up in here. So we do have a new crewmate. And we only lost 1 hull for it. In the grand scheme of things, a mantis is probably worth 55 scrap. A hull point is 3 scrap, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's go ahead and move you guys back, and I think I'm going to put the mantis... It sounds weird, but I think I'd rather have better surveillance than 5% more dodge chance. So I'm going to move the mantis to the cameras. And again, that does sound really weird, I know. But I think I'd rather see what's going on inside of the enemy ship than have that 5%. We can always get 5% from an upgrade. While I'm thinking about it, we can upgrade the shields. And we still have 49 scrap left. We can hit these 4. They're right next to each other. I do need to keep in mind how close that ring is getting. So let's go ahead and move up here. And we'll reevaluate our plan as we go along. That's an asteroid belt. Does not fill me with confidence. You arrive at an asteroid belt to discover that a rebel automated scout has been stationed here. Prepare for a fight. He has a missile and a beam. Now, I'm sure I can charge my shields faster than the asteroids can hit. But I'm still worried about that missile, because if that hits my shields, that beam will do a lot of damage. Oh, an asteroid actually hit its drones, so I have nothing to worry about. We'll take damage from the missiles, but even if it does destroy the shields, that beam can't do anything to me. Let's go ahead and use the burst laser on the weapons. It only has 1 weapon, so I'm not too worried. That's hitting a systemless ring. We're fine. Okay, at least the weapons are completely down. Now all I have to do is worry about how much time it's going to take to knock you out of the sky. I'm going to hit your piloting next. Yeah, let's hit the piloting next to see how that goes. Okay, now it can't dodge any of my hits, but the next hit's going to be negated by the shield. So that's why I was trying to think, is hitting the shields off better and kind of risking it so you could potentially get an extra hull point, and the asteroids will finish destroying it. Bye-bye. Auto assault gone. We get 20 scrap, 1 fuel, 2 missiles. Pretty good, actually. And now I just need to wait for the FTL, but these asteroids can't do anything to me. Let's go ahead and go over here. And we found another asteroid belt. That is rare. Okay. Now that has a missile and a laser and hacking. It hacked my doors. Okay. That would only be useful if we had a boarding party on, but we don't. Let's go ahead and hit the weapons with a burst laser. Actually, no. This is a bit of a gamble, but let's hit the shields with a burst laser and hope that an asteroid hits its weapons. Where's that missile going? My shields. Now I'm a bit worried. Fire on that ship will do nothing, and that asteroid did hit the weapons. Good. The reason I'm worried, it still has a laser, and if an asteroid knocks my shields down, or if a laser knocks my shields down, the vice versa can hit my ship. So I still need... I need to hit the piloting. Okay, that laser missed this time, but it might not miss next time, so let's hope an asteroid does us some good. Completely knocked off the shields. Okay, and it's gone. Very good. Alright. Shields are back up. We're at 21% hull. We just gotta wait for the FTL to charge. Again, I'm not too worried about it. Let's go ahead and jump. Ugh. Okay, I don't think we're gonna be able to do all three of these. Let's just jump here and then to the top one and make the huge jump across. The only thing with scanning range is an old abandoned mining structure and a resupply station. They appear to have been picked clean by marauders, so nothing for us here. We've not been very... Oh. Oh my. Okay. I wasn't really paying attention to how far away the exit was. I cannot jump to that exit from here. And if I go up... and then go down, and then to the right, that's way too many jumps. And I can't jump to this beacon from that one either. Oh, I should have been paying more attention. Okay, we're gonna have to cut through the nebula then. Another asteroid field. Okay, that has no shields. I am not worried about you at all. We're just gonna hit the weapons with my laser. This fight is going to take no time at all. Pew, pew, pew. And you're done. Bye. That was a really fast fight. Okay, now we just have to wait for this again. I'd like to get a third weapon. Because eventually, the further we go into the system, the more shields enemies are going to have. Eventually, an Artemis and a burst laser is not going to cut it. Ooh, that's very close. I think we're going to just make it. No ion storm, okay. Your ship emerges quite far away from the beacon. You see a rebel ship waiting nearby, undoubtedly stationed to look for you. Let's attack the ship. Okay. That is scary. That does damage to my shields. That does damage to my shields. That, if I'm unshielded, does a lot of damage. I say this is a good place to hit the weapons with our missile. I think that is a good place to do here, although it takes... That laser might shoot twice. Yeah, we really need to hit those weapons. Okay, it only hits once. Damn. Okay. I can't tell if there's a fire in there or not. Since we're in this nebula, as you can see, my cameras are disabled. I think we're good. Oh, crap. I need to be paying more attention. Okay, weapons are completely gone. That drone can't touch us. Okay, yeah, there's no fire. Okay, piloting is down. Now, I can't dodge any of my hits. Although I do have 7 missiles, and if I used a missile... Oh, they're repairing that. I can't have that at all. Okay. In hindsight, leaving the weapons alone for now would have been fine, because that beam laser does not pierce shields, but that's not a big deal anyway. Okay, let's go ahead and hit the pilot seat one more time, because even if they fix this laser, it still needs to charge before it hits. Because once a weapon is disabled, it loses all charge. That beam can do nothing, and it was just about to shoot. You see how it was green in the middle? It was just charging up to fire. Okay, we can jump here from this nebula. Good. Okay, we have more leeway than I thought. You barely have time to register jump completion before your ship warns you of an incoming battle with weapons hot. 1 laser? Oh, but they do have a crew teleporter. They're gonna jump over anyway. It is just 1 human. Let's move you out of the shields to kick his butt. There is no reason for us to use missiles here. So let's just go ahead and go for the pilot seat. Because it only does 1 hit. Even if it did 2 hits, it wouldn't matter. Can't pierce my shields. Okay, while they're working on the pilot seat... Oh, they fixed it immediately. Okay, we're just gonna have to keep hitting that. Okay. Invading human guy is dead. Let's move you to healing. I do notice that Allison took a little bit of damage, but it's not enough to worry about. We're gonna hit the shields next. They're just repairing that crew seat way too fast. Pew, pew, pew. Ah, we only hit it once, and that wasn't enough to knock off the shields. That's what I'm worried about. Okay. We do have 8 missiles. Okay, now I need to use a missile so they don't get away. I don't have a choice anymore. Okay, now they're not going to get away. Fire on the ship, but again, rocks don't burn. Okay, so we have won this. Boom, boom, boom. And you're dead. Goodbye. 1 missile, 1 drone, 20 scrap. We have 11 drones, even though we have no use for them. Looks like we're down to 19 hull. We did not find a single shop in the sector. That is unfortunate. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. Continue. A nearby space station hails you. Greetings, your arrival is most fortuitous. Ha, that's a big word. We recently came across some extra drones. If you have some fuel, perhaps we can make a deal. Unfortunately, I have no use for drones. No. I like to be helpful. If it's a situation where if I don't trade with them, they're gonna die, then I like to be the nice person and do it, even if I don't need what they're offering. But in that trade, it just sounds like, you know, he's trying to make some money. Which, there's nothing wrong with that, but, you know, I don't feel that pressure to do it. Next sector. Okay, Mantis-controlled and abandoned sector. Now, the Mantis, as you can see, this is a Mantis. Very good for boarding parties and very good for combat. Mantis sectors are going to have a lot of boarding parties. Abandoned sectors are a bit randomized. And they do have Lanius ships. And Lanius are very interesting. I believe there was something added with the Advanced Edition. But at least I don't have to worry about boarding parties as much, because if there's one thing this ship cannot do, it is hand-to-hand combat. I think we're going to go ahead and head to the abandoned sector. We still have a lot of scrap. The war tore through this civilian sector, and just recently, even the few life signs that remained have begun blinking out. Rumors suggest that Lanius are responsible. I think this is going to be a really good place to end the episode. Guys, thank you for coming out to my first episode on the channel. If you guys did like it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment anything you want. I like to participate with the community. I also have a Discord, and I'll be leaving that in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care, guys.